Hey all YouTubers, Luther the Black Engine 2006 back again. Welcome back to another custom spotlight, everyone. Today's spotlight characters we're going to be taking a look at is Mavis, Trackmaster Talking James, that's right, I just finished him up about a week ago, Spencer, and of course my updated Scruffy. Yes, which I showed off in one of my last custom showcases in 2024. This time I decided to make him better, of course. So yeah, now he's an actual Scruffy truck. Now, before I begin, just want to show you the updates I've done to my Wooden Railway Scarlowy. All I really did was just gave him printed out nameplates on both sides, because the old ones were fading away. I might have to do the same with Sir Handel, so that's enough about you, Scarlowy. Let's get on with the first custom. Okay, starting things off on the small items. We will take a look at Mavis, my updated model of Mavis. I didn't really do much to Mavis, just originally she had paper hazard stripes on the back of her, which were drawn on paper and glued on her, which then I decided to change things up by just painting them on both the back as well as the side across. And she originally had silver rivet detailing, because I was stupid enough to think Mavis had those, but she hasn't appeared again in the main series since Big Adventures. And she originally had white dots in the pupils, but they came off at some point. I'll probably upgrade her, so she's still the same old Mavis that came with the fuel car that I got with my 2014 Wooden Railway Duck, which I've upgraded it to the 2003 Learning Curve Duck. So yeah, I'm still going to use this Mavis in my videos. Now, with that out of the way, let's take a look at Spencer the Grand Engine, which I have purchased off eBay in around 2025, because I never had a Trackmaster Spencer until now. So, for starters, I took out his motor and switch so he can free roll, as you did saw in some of my videos. Which, of course, I believe you saw him in my Hero of the Rails parody videos for Season 6 of LTB, Thomas and Friends Remastered. And his face, originally I touched his face up by just combining a little bit of black paint onto mostly white, so I can at least cover up the black on his face, because his face, just like the other versions of Trackmaster Spencer in the entire motorized generation, this Spencer also has a face that's like molded onto the body shell, which I don't really like. Kind of similar to the older versions of Diesel, Arian Burt, I think, Splatter and Dodge, Diesel 10. But let's not get into that. But I painted his fake front coupling gray. Might have to do that with silver at some point, since I have a silver Sharpie. His whistle was originally painted yellowish gold, but it came off sometime. I painted his side rods dark gray to represent his older Trackmaster model, as well as his Tomy model. I also painted cab windows at the front, because the Tomy Spencer's cab windows are just stickers, and the Spencer doesn't have that. His tender didn't really do much besides just painting a little bit of black on the front as well. And oh yeah, but I didn't really paint Spencer's cab black, but I did painted the tab that goes onto the chassis silver. It was a silver Sharpie that I now got, a fresh new one. So that's it with Spencer, I guess. Oh yeah, he also has white dots in the pupils. I don't know if I showed you that earlier. Oh well. Alright, that's it with Spencer. Next up we have is my updated Scruffy model. You may remember, yes, and yes, I am showing Scruffy again after December of 2024, because Scruffy's old paintwork was chipping away like crazy, so it took me months and months and months to figure out how am I going to make an updated version of Scruffy. However, his chassis is still orange, which I'm probably going to have to keep touching it up with the acrylic paint that I have, because I feel as if the paint is no good. He still has that removable rock load that came with Trackmaster Philip, which I'll be setting that over here. His face is actually a printed out face that I've printed out online. It's actually being held on by blue tack, because, let me just cut the camera for a moment. I have these other 4 faces that belong to Scruffy. These came online, which I'll show you. Okay, I just had to cut the camera because it's a bit difficult on trying to remove Scruffy's face because it's being held on by blue tack. But if I want to, like, give Scruffy a different expression, I can, which I'm going to choose this one here, for example. If I can get it to focus. Here it is, the surprised look of Scruffy when he's about to be pulled apart by Oliver. Yep. And, let's just pull that one off. Here is also his sad expression from the aftermath of Oliver tearing him to pieces. And, of course, I believe I had his angry face at one point. And, but I do have his unused singing face. Oliver is no use at all. He thinks he's very clever. Okay, shut the hell up, Scruffy, or else I'm just gonna have Oliver pull you apart again, because, well, I actually found his angry face. It was on my shelf, where I don't want to lose my faces. I thought I lost it, which I will put it on to show you. There we go. This is what Scruffy's nowadays merchandise would look like, as you can see. So, that's about it with Scruffy. So, let me just cut the camera here so I can show you my last custom. Last, but no means least, we have is Talking Trackmaster James. He doesn't have batteries, okay? So, what did I do with this James? You can clearly tell. It took me a lot of work to restore him, so I made James free roll. As you can see, I took out his motor because it was in really bad shape and it was making a horrible noise, like grinding noise. It's currently in the trash now because I feel as if that motor is no use. Yep, as you can see, well, it was worth cutting away James's wires, but Yep, and his button is still there, even though he no longer talks anymore, but still. I gave him a white running board by using an acrylic paint pen, because the acrylic paint that I've been using for custom trains is, well, dried up. Yep, for the amount of use I've been using for the past couple of years. I used a silver Sharpie for the handrails, his side rods, which are now silver, and of course those brake thingies on his tender. And speaking of his tender, I did remove the old sticker that was across the tender and just replaced it with and used a black Sharpie as best as I can to fix up the lining. His number 5 is actually printed out because I've been trying to give this James new decals, like I said. So yeah, it's good to have this James on board, to say the least. I also painted the inside of his cab black, kind of similar to Trainboy 54's Talking Trackmaster James in one of his videos. However, his gold stripes, as well as his dome, I had to use a silver Sharpie and then later on use yellow to make it gold, because I don't have a gold Sharpie, unfortunately. His windows, I could say that the seller tried to add cab windows, but they looked kind of poor, so I just used, once again, silver, then yellow to make the yellow outlining, and then used a black Sharpie for the fill-in bit, as you can tell. I also touched up his front buffers because they were chipping away. The paint was chipping away. I've done my best to wash away most of the black Sharpie off of his face. You can kind of see it. But anyways, I touched up his eyes, his teeth, as well as his eyebrows. I also touched up his funnel. And I took off one of his lamp irons and replaced it with a lamp from a broken Trackmaster Thomas that I had left over. And his front coupling is painted black with a bit of silver at the bottom. His axles, however, are painted black because they were rusting up, of course. Now, fun fact about the back wheels. These actually came from a 2009 Trackmaster Thomas that I had lying around, because the old back wheels that originally belonged to this James broke. But I am salvaging the axle for another engine that comes in the mail with a broken stripped gear, of course. So, as a result, these are James's wheels. So, yeah. What's your thoughts on my well-restored, as best as I could, Trackmaster talking James, even though he doesn't talk anymore, considering I removed his motor, but he still has that button, you know, the talking unit. Still, let me just... Anyways, that should be about it with today's customs. We got Mavis, Talking James, Spencer, and an updated Scruffy with, of course, interchangeable faces. Thank you for watching, and this video is getting quite long. Make sure you like and subscribe for more customs in the future. And, of course, wishing me good luck for my Tommy Percy that I ordered off eBay a couple days ago. Hopefully it'll be arriving by February 26th. Thank you for watching.